season 1986. 14 teams contesting the event this year, the 12 VFL sides and also 2 from South Australia in Glenelg and North Adelaide. Certainly a lot of money at stake. Excellent crowd in attendance tonight at VFL Park, and a very big contingent of the Swans arrived tonight, headed by, of course, Dr. Jeffrey Edelston and Mr. Bob Pritchard from Power Play, the ostensible owners of the Sydney team, hoping that their side can do well against Carlton, perhaps the team that in the past 6 months has recruited best of all the 12 VFL sides. Ground looks in particularly good condition tonight. A first-hand report, though, from Peter Donegan as we go downstairs to the boundary line.
Thank you, Pete, and good evening, everyone. Well, the ground is in magnificent condition. I just had a walk out into the centre, and it is like a bowling green out there, and there's not a breath of wind down here on the ground. Carlton coming out onto the ground now, and what a magnificent team they do have with these recruits. Stephen Kernahan, some say, is the best in the land. John Dorotich, Bernie Evans, of course, the former Swans player who'll be anxious to do well against his old side, and Craig Bradley. A wealth of talent, and it'll be interesting to see. Justin Madden appears to have put on a fair bit of weight over the summer. That's the lineup in the Blues team. And now let's see what's happening with the Sydney Swans as we welcome to the Foster's Cup, Jack Edwards.
Thank you very much, Pete. Well, the Swans have had a lot of publicity lately, haven't they? All I can tell you about their team is that Williams, Edmund and Bolton will be playing this evening with the Swans. And when you're talking about the money the Swans have spent, I wonder what Carlton spent in their recruits. There's the Swans coming out now. They look a pretty fit side, but by gee, that Carlton side looks $1 million.
Yes, it certainly does, Jack, and it looks $1 million out here on the ground, so we're set for a great opening to the Foster's Football Cup. Conditions couldn't be better.
Conditions great, crowd great, and I think the atmosphere is fantastic.
Let's go back now to Peter Lamb.
Well, they might look $1 million, but the salary cap, I'm told, is $1.2 million. The umpires for tonight's match, R.Sawers and G.Morrow, match number 1 with the $525,000 Foster's Cup. First quarter coming up after the break. Players grouping, the crowd ready, and so too the 2 gentlemen on my right. Good evening to Lou Richards, and welcome back, Bob Skill.
Good evening,
much, Pete.
Gentlemen, and the crowd, Peter, very good tonight. I reckon over the 12,000 mark.
Oh,
and,
easily.
I think Peter Donegan summed the situation up the ground. Bob, looks a picture, doesn't it?
It really does, Lou. The curator here always does a great job and has excelled himself for the start of the season. But it does make a difference when you've got nobody playing cricket there.
That's
and,
right.
You haven't got teams training there, although they have had a fair amount of training on the ground with clubs having practice matches and training nights out here.
Bob, I'll tell you what, you'd have to be impressed with Carlton, the way they ran onto the ground tonight. Their players just look sensational. I'm not taking anything away from the Swans, but Carlton certainly impressed me, and one fellow that really looked a picture was that number 6, Dorotich. He's a magnificent build, the boy from West Australia.
Yes, we looked good in a couple of night games. We've already seen him before he came across from Western Australia, so time will tell.
Bob, can I ask you a question that I posed to you while we were off air before? And that was the situation with Ralph at full forward, and you've also got players up there like Kernahan, or Dorotich can play up on the forward line as well. Is there room for 2 players like Ralph and Kernahan? You could probably have a similar situation like Richmond had with Roach and Taylor.
Yes, well, Ralph has probably paid the penalty tonight, unfortunately for me, because I had him for first goal.
I didn't want to remind you.
Well, I tell you what, Pete, we couldn't have a better night for the start of the 1986 Foster's Football Cup, really. And, you know, if you can't play football well tonight, Bob, well, you'll never play football in night games, will you?
Well, the strong wind that we did have throughout today does appear to have dropped, and conditions are absolutely perfect. The ground, unlike some of the night games when there's a heavy dew on the ground, it looks tonight as though it will not be very slippery, although it may become so as the game progresses.
Yes, it's ideal at the moment, not as warm as we had last night here in Melbourne. Mark Maclure captaining Carlton for the first time, replacing number 7, the dominator Wayne Johnston.
Well, a worthy captain too, and I think he's been, well, I don't think I know, one of the great players, one of the great centre-half forwards for Carlton, and a worthy choice, Bob.
I think Mark Maclure will be another one of those players that really responds to the captaincy. I don't believe that captains are made. I think they're born, and Mark Maclure is a born leader.
And of course we'll be very interested to see how players go for the Sydney Swans tonight. Williams, in particular, the centre player, ex-centre player from Geelong. Jimmy Edmund from Footscray, their ex-captain. And of course number 16, Bolton, who was in a little bit of controversy last year, about 2/3 of the way through the season.
Yes, against the Sydney Swans.
That's right. Colin Hounsell would remember that, I think, Bob, wouldn't he?
I would think so.
Okay, the Swans are kicking to the right. Doole's gone to full back. Kappa's gone to full forward, predictably. Ironmonger starting in the ruck for the Swans. Great to see him back in action. Of course, he was sidelined with a knee injury for the greater part of last year. First quarter of the first match in the Foster's Cup for 1986. Excellent crowd in attendance at VFL Park. Footy's back on 7. Madden and Ironmonger. It's a real scramble out there. Who's going to get it out first? Finally it comes to Carlton and picked up by Rhys Jones. Down towards full forward. Chance for Hunter. 25 metres out. He's put that one through for a goal, and it took only a few seconds. The Blues by 6 points.
26 seconds to be exact, Peter.
There's a very, very excited Carlton side out there at the moment. Bradley very quick to rush across. As we watch on replay now, and the ball punched away. Hunter swooping on it. And it will give Ken Hunter a lot of confidence.
Of course, Ken is the vice-captain to Maclure this year.
Well, he is playing half-back flank too, Lou, so...
he certainly moved down the ground.
Carlton by 6 points. Foster's Cup action from VFL Park. Ironmonger got that tap, but he'll get a free kick for a push in the back. At least I would have thought so, except the advantage well played. Browning's hand pass, not a good one.
It's on behind play.
Oh, it's a nice old dish up behind play. Football continues in the meantime across the Swans half-forward line as a hand pass comes out. The umpire G.Morrow has decided that it's going to be a bounce.
Well, I'll tell you that happened too, Pete. Shine's got the job of tagging Williams, the centre player for the Swans, and I think he may have aggravated him a bit, Bob.
I didn't see it because I was watching the play. Paul Morwood has the ball, but it's going to be a free kick going to the Swans, and it will be taken by Danaher. Danaher at centre half forward. One of the best kicks in the Swan side too. Could just about get this in the square if he goes for a long kick. He's done just that. It'll be pretty close to a score. Dool at the back with Kappa off the hands. Touch through for one behind. Carlton by 5 points. Bruce Dool probably playing his last VFL season. Then again, we've said that for the last 3 years. And here's what happened, Bob.
We watch on replay. Browning going down.
I think you'll find Williams and...
it was actually Shine and Ironmonger, really.
Yeah, well, I think it may have been because of... Shine, look, there's Bolton throwing the ball out now at half-back, picked up by Doherty, trying to crash his way through the back, but the umpire said it's a free kick against him. It'll go to Carroll. This is going to be on for young and old tonight. The Swans trying to prove a point. No, the free kick will go there to Morwood. Back it goes, punched out by Dool, playing it safe. That was Tony Morwood getting that free kick. And I think there could be a little bit of... vigour and perhaps a little bit of fisticuffs before it's over tonight, Robert.
Never knows, Lou. I think the first game, particularly early in the season, is really when everybody is pent up and out to prove.
Into this quarter by just on 3 minutes of the Foster's Football Cup for 1986, the first match. 1 goal, 6 points. Carlton, the Swans, 1 point. The ball out in the wing position, a hand pass coming over there to Hanna from Kourkoumelis. It goes up there towards the full forward position. Kernahan goes down, scoops the ball out towards that forward pocket, sliding right across that time for the Swans was that was Witzel, but it's out of bounds. Well, it's a free kick to Kernahan. Must have been paid before that, before the players played on a short pass, and a good one. And the ball marked here by Shine. Now Shine's got the job.
He's got to shine it too. Look at that.
Yes,
eye.
He's got a cut high. A very bad cut over the left eye. Oh, that's well smothered that time by Williams. And he and Shine will be at it all night, I should imagine. The ball comes out to Alvin. Shows a lot of dash and plenty of courage as he goes after the ball. Kicked off the ground by Rode. Browning punches it out to Witzel, but they cover him. He's grabbed, didn't have the ball. And Witzel will take the free kick at the centre half-back position. Actually, it's about a little short of centre half-back. Into this quarter by just on 4 minutes, the first of the Foster's Football Cup for 1986. Ball tapped to the ground. Holden's grab. Well tackled that time. Oh, round the neck. It'll be a free kick to Paul Morwood, I would say. No doubt about that. And as I predicted, Bob, it's going to be a pretty hectic affair tonight.
Again, certainly is. And a few of the Swans boys saying to Rhys Jones, get right out of this.
Well, he probably has a bit of feeling towards the Swans, and let's say they may have a little bit of feeling towards him too, Peter.
I think both sides are really keyed up and desperately want to win.
Paul Morwood has the free kick for the Swans, just short of centre field. Straight down towards half-back. Carlton's defence, though, is working pretty well. Shine taps it further forward. Ball socked away by There's a big Madden, but he's bigger Madden.
Well, that's taking the easy way out, but it was good defence there by Dorotich.
Nearly 5 minutes gone in the first quarter. It certainly has been an action-packed affair so far. Ironmonger getting the front position, moving pretty well too after that knee injury he had last year, picked up by Little Mitchell. Kick is a very high one, big pack of players there. Down goes Evans, playing against his old side, of course. Plenty of weight being used in the packs there. Mitchell again gets the kick out, almost smothered Bolton, former Geelong player, hand pass. Okay, Danaher 25 metres out. The Swans' first goal on the board. Or is it a point? One behind. Oh, what a sitting shot, Bob.
It was a bad miss that time by Tony Danaher. And,
everybody else I anticipated he put it through for a goal.
bad defence by the Swans.
Yes, that'll be a 15-metre penalty, or indeed it should be. Dean tries to play on around Morwood, can't do so. Morwood standing his ground on the mark. Ironmonger got to play in front. Mark Maclure, he's a pretty hard man to get around. Big Ironmonger, about 6'7". Ironmonger drags the ball around towards the right half forward flank. Not a long kick, knocked on by Witzel. Witzel did everything so far for the Swans. Williams sharks it beautifully. He's a class player, this fellow. Tries to get around road. Brilliant stuff. Long shot by Williams. That looks a little bit better, and that is a goal.
There's a feeling this country's really alive. There's a feeling where it's...
And they've been into attack pretty frequently here tonight, Bob, and showing a little bit of courage here too, the Sydney Swans.
I think both sides are in that regard, Lou. They're really throwing themselves desperately at the ball.
Ball knocked out by Maclure. A hurried kick back by Buckley over the half-forward line for Carlton. That beats about four of them. Kernahan's got a chance. He might get a free kick.
Yes,
he was tripped. And Kernahan, the superstar from South Australia. And we've seen him play many good games in the State of Origin match. And there we see it in replay again, Bob.
Well, he was being held by Carter, and I think Carter accidentally tripped him at the same time.
Kernahan from about 30 metres out, directly in front. A chance to put the Blues' second goal on the board. Waiting on the kick now. There's Kernahan, usually a very awkward kick for goal. And let's see the result. 1 point. I think it may have just touched the post, that one. Through for a point. And we see the scoreboard. 1 goal, 7 points, Carlton. To the Sydney Swans, 1 goal, 8 points. Just on the 8-minute mark of the first quarter of the Foster's Football Cup for 1986. Chance for Morwood. Good play, outmanoeuvred Hunter that time. Takes the mark out there at half-back. Decides to go for the long kick. English in the way, couldn't hold that mark. Trying to claim the mark is Jimmy Edmund. The umpires paid it. Edmund, the ex-Footscray captain, goes for the long kick, looking for Capper. Dill's got him covered, but a good mark by Morwood coming down from that half-back line. I think he's playing out there at half-back. But
I think you might find he's on the ball, Lou.
Well, he could be ruck roving. Well, he's only about, let me see, no more than about 25 metres out from goal, on about a 45-degree angle, and a big chance here now to put the Swans' second goal on the board.
A little bit like that Carlton lineup they gave us. Nothing like it out in the ground.
There's the kick. And Morwood off target. So into this quarter by just on 9 minutes. There's the Carlton interchange. The 3 players sitting there waiting, anxious to get into the action here. But I think there's plenty of time for them yet as the ball is knocked down by Morwood away from Dorotich. Tries to get it over to Bolton, plays it along quickly. In goes Hanna, got one in the back, and Hanna takes the free kick down there in the back pocket for Carlton. So it's the Swans, 9 points to Carlton, 7 points, just over the 9-minute mark of the first quarter of the Foster's Football Cup.
Ken Hunter, who kicked the first goal of the match tonight. Long kick, Mark Maclure, new captain, takes the mark amid some attention. He decides to play on. Long high ball out towards centre wing. Witzel at the back tries to knock it clear. Not successful in that. Johnston should get the free kick and does so. Browning foolishly cannons into him and will get the obvious 15-metre penalty.
I think that was an accident, actually.
I do too, Bob. I'll go along with that.
Well, accidents don't count, as I've heard you guys say many times.
That's right.
Well, it's still a free kick.
That's right. Too tall, Justin Madden.
Contrasting physiques, both Ruckman, Justin Madden and John Ironmonger.
Well, Madden's put on a lot of weight, hasn't he? Up towards the goal square. Kernahan outnumbered there, and the ball knocked through for one behind.
Well, at the moment, Bob, they've got him well covered, but as the night wears on and if the Blues get on top, that's when these fellas break loose, isn't it?
Well, Kernahan still already had a couple of kicks, kicked 1 point, put a nice pass down. So he will worry Rod Carter.
Former captain Browning. Ball off the hands of Dorotich, just about out of bounds. In fact, that is the case as the boundary umpire. And we'll see a ball in at centre wing. Witzel looking a little different to last year as well. 3 interchange players for the Swans. Foy, Jones and Mackesy. 3 out there. And play on call. Out of bounds again. Left half forward flank for Carlton. Before this very good crowd. And of course the Swans perhaps not having as many supporters in Melbourne as they would like. And we had, say, Carlton and Richmond probably could have been 30 or 40,000 here tonight. Johnston's kick slews off the side of the boot. Carter overruns the ball. Roberts backs him up well though, paddles it towards the boundary line, and in fact is over, so too is he. Might be a free kick here. No, says umpire Morrow. It's going to be a boundary throw-in, which will take place this time in Carlton's left forward pocket. Bernie Evans playing against his old side, of course, tonight. Kernahan loses that one out to Ironmonger. No one makes any headway there. And it will be a bounce, only about 15 metres out from the Carlton goal. Ironmonger gets in front of Kernahan. Neither can get a decisive tap away. Picked up by Kourkoumelis. He's gone for a hand pass. Dispossessed out there is Blackwell. And another stalemate develops, and so it's another bounce, but still well within kicking distance for Carlton, about 35 metres from goal.
A point the difference. Just on the 12-minute mark of this first quarter. No big part. Knocked out by Ironmonger. Pushed on by Blackwell. There's a chance now for the Swans to go further forward through Bolton that time. Over it goes to Tony Moore with a long kick up there towards the half-forward line. That's Doherty's flying. Dean comes out with the ball, then loses it. Danaher gives a good hand pass out to Mitchell. The umpire call play on. He goes for a short pass, looking there for cover, but well covered by Dill. In goes the very reliable English and saves the day down there in the back pocket for Carlton. So the ball is out. There's Tommy Hafey, the new coach of the Sydney Swans, already on the phone. That's bumping up their bill as the ball comes back now to Dorotich. And I like the style of this fella. Kicks it wide. Out there towards the wing position. There's Thrip going after with Reece Jones. Reece Jones plays a little bit of fooling around there, and the umpire said it'll be holding the ball. Well played by young Thrip that time against David Reece Jones. Out smarted him as the ball goes back there, fly. Oh, there's a great mark by Jimmy Edmund. A beautiful mark, and we know that Jimmy Edmund can take some great marks too, Bob.
They certainly look different in change of Guernseys,
right. They certainly do.
I just told Bob the low numbers are up the top of the sheet and the high numbers are down the bottom in case he's got a pointer. This is Jimmy Edmund, the ex-Footscray captain, from about 45 metres out, having a shot directly in front. Didn't make the distance. Punched out by Hanna. The ball picked up by Blackwell. Out it comes now to Bradley. Bradley fumbles the ball, a little bit nervous, I would say, at the moment. A hand pass coming out there on the boundary line. Bradley goes down, but still gets his kick. But it'll be a kick down the field. He was bowled after he kicked the ball. So into this quarter by 13.5 minutes. You know, I think he collected him, Bob.
Well, a little technical, but nonetheless a free kick.
A point the difference. 8 points Carlton to the Sydney Swans 9 points. And the Swans doing okay as the ball is driven up there by Maclure. Up the centre half forward, Ironmonger, who played so well last year until he was injured for the Swans, and getting off to a great start now.
He really looks as though his knee has come up well.
Ironmonger,
not with that kick.
Not with that kick. I thought Barry Round was back again. Bolton got one a bit high, and the ex-Geelong player will take that free kick out there at half-back.
Bolton from right half-back flank. Oh, that's a real rainmaker, that one. Alvin getting underneath it. In fact, 2 Carlton players spoiled each other. The other was English. Down goes Williams. Reece Jones goes in with gay abandon, gets actually caught one from Shine.
Yeah, there's no messing about out there, I'll tell you that now. They're all having a bit of a dip.
Shine and Bolton. On the ground, Reece Jones and the player whose number is obscured, looks like Browning. Be a few sore and sorry guys tonight, I think.
It'll be a free kick to Williams.
And it should be a 15-metre penalty, should it? As well, Ironmonger continuing the disagreement with Reece Jones. Williams kicked that brilliant goal earlier for the Swans. A wobbly punt kick, doesn't cover much distance. In fact, Dean reads it superbly, takes the grab at half-back. Hand passes on. Madden tries to open it up out on left centre wing. Road gets it back to Dorotich. Back to centre wing. Carlton messing around a little bit, could prove costly. Swans swing into attack. Whoops-a-daisy down. Carroll almost went down. Opposite number 7, Johnston. Back to Road. Carlton short game effective on this occasion though. Kourkoumelis takes the mark, decides to play on, gets a play on call from the umpire. Free kick. dust up, and who's reported?
Edmund, it looks like.
And
Most technical report.
I didn't see it, Bob, so I won't comment.
There's a report of a hipping into the ground.
That's in the rules, isn't it? A hip and shoulder, I would have thought. Williams. Good hand pass, that one. Onto Thrip. Can't quite handle it. Reece Jones probably got into the back of Holden.
Free kick against Reece Jones to Thrip.
He's called play on.
Back to Williams. Williams has gone for a pass. Brilliant to Kappa.
He had
Kappa
paid
marks.
the free kick.
Well, they're playing with a tremendous amount of endeavour, the Swans, at the moment, Bob. They've really got their peckers up, haven't they?
Just more on that report, Bob. What, it was a hip to the ground. What was it?
Oh, he just came in with a hip and shoulder, and definitely at the wrong time, but certainly not reportable.
Warwick Kappa. The Swans full forward, 25 metres out. Goal umpire says it's a goal.
In a recent comparison test of 6 four-wheel drive wagons, Bush Driver magazine had this to say about the 4-door Holden Jackaroo LS.
The Jackaroo was designed with serious four-wheel driving in mind.
It has Performance Plus with its new 2.3-litre petrol engine.
Fifth gear is an overdrive, which is ideal for fuel-miserly running on the open road.
One of the best, if not the best, value for money packages around.
Once again, it was a Holden Jackaroo that won us over.
Holden Jackaroo 4-door LS, Bush Driver magazine's four-wheel drive wagon of the year.
Just over the 16.5-minute mark of the first quarter, the Foster's Footy Cup for 1986. 15 points the Swans to Carlton, 8 points. Ball comes out again, a good hand pass coming over here to now to Bolt. Shows a lot of pace. Oh, well tackled by Road. That was a magnificent tackle. And he showed a lot of form last year, this fellow, Bob.
Yes, he's a very, very skilled player, Lou.
Road at centre half back, drives the ball back looking for Maclure, but he's swamped by players. Punched out by Witzel. Pushed on again by Shine. The ball is out to Reece Jones, but he's grabbed it. It's just a free kick going to Bernie Evans. I think this might be his first kick for the night against his old team.
I do believe so, Lou, but it's a well-placed kick out to Bradley.
Bradley out there at half forward. He'd be about 50 metres out from goal on a pretty difficult angle. He's driven it up, looking there for Kern. Hanna hit him right in the head that time, but the umpires found a free kick for interference. He may have been a bit lucky.
No, Williams ran straight at him, Lou.
All right, Bob. Seeing that you won 3 Brownlows, we can't argue with you on that decision.
Williams had nothing whatsoever to lose because he's going to take the mark anyway.
I think he's got a lot of problems. He's got that Shine breathing right down his throat too, and that's been upsetting him a bit too, I should imagine.
I don't think it's worrying him too much. He's cut him to pieces so far.
We're waiting now for the kick to come from Kernahan from about 30 metres out directly in front. But that's a shocker.
Well, you did say it was a great kick.
Well,
Lou.
I used to think he was, but we've we've seen him kick some great goals in those State of Origin matches. There's Robert Walls and the mastermind of the selection committee, Wes Luff, sitting up there on the Bucks. Ball back into play again. This time by Carroll. Goes for a pass. It's a good one. He's found Bays out there on that half-back flank position. Into this quarter by 18.5 minutes. It's the Swans 2 goals, 3-15 to Carlton, 1-3, 9 points. But Reece Jones takes the mark out there at half-back, on the centre wing position, I should say.
Reece Jones has certainly been involved in a few incidents tonight. And then again, there have been a few on both sides. Evans just about threw that one out. The umpire gives a play on call. Chance for Hunter to make it 2 goals. Almost a throw. Back it comes to Kourkoumelis, who shoots at goal. And he's missed it, I think. Goodness me, from 12 metres out, only one behind. So Carlton missing a few golden opportunities up forward. Kernahan's kicked 2 behinds, and Carlton's total now standing at 1-4. They trail the Swans 2-3.
Great play on the part of Hunter then too, Bob. It's a determined play, isn't it?
Yes, it was great desperation by the Swans defence though to put Kourkoumelis off there, but that's a lovely mark.
Jimmy Buckley had his name on that one. Watched by his managing director tonight, Peter Bartels from CUB. Jimmy, of course, works there. Now, free kick going the Swans' way on this occasion. And it will be taken by Bays. Bays from left half-back flank. Good long kick, trying to find Danaher. Couldn't do so. Dorotic stands his ground well. In comes English to back him up, just about out of bounds and just about caught as well. Still gets the kick in. Kourkoumelis and Road. Road can't take the grab. Road at right half-forward flank. Fires out the hand pass. Intercepted by Browning. Browning offloaded. Back to Buckley. High kick only travels about 15 to 20 metres. Roberts and Ironmonger in there for the Swans. Good hip and shoulder by Evans as the siren goes to end what will term a very eventful first quarter at VFL Park.
So the Swans, Jack.
Well, Barry Mitchell's got a very badly cut mouth. They've taken him inside, I think, stitch up inside the mouth. And Tommy Hafey has said keep going the way you're going, you put the fear of God into them, and he's going to take this game out. He's pretty confident.
Yeah, well, it was a fiery start. Here's the start of the second quarter as we go back to Peter Landry.
Second quarter, the Swans lead by 5 points, 2-3-15. The Carlton 1-4-10 of the Foster's Cup action from VFL Park. Johnston gets tackled by Witzel, still gets his kick in down towards left half forward flank. Out comes Blackwell, doesn't read the flight of the ball too well, picked up well by Rode, who's playing a very good game for Carlton so far. Ball has backspin on it, gives the opportunity to Rod Carter to pick it up. And we'll see a boundary throw in left forward pocket for the Blues. Wind earlier, when I arrived out here tonight, about 6 o'clock, was blowing to the other end, but it seems to have died down now, certainly. Chance for Kourkoumelis. Snapshot with the left foot. Looks pretty good. I think he's put that through. He has. It's a goal. And so Carlton back in front. They lead by 1 point, 2-4 to 2-3.
Excellent piece of football there by Stephen Kernahan. A lovely tap over the back as we watch on replay now. Kernahan getting it over the top to Kourkoumelis, and a little ruck rover not letting his ruckman down.
He's played a fair game too, Kourkoumelis. A real goer, Bob.
He's always a busy player.
Yeah. Crowd building up now. Pete, round about the 15,000 mark, I would say.
It's an excellent crowd. It's been a top game of football so far. 1 point the difference. Carlton got first goal in the opening term. They've done it again in the second so far. Bradley, short of right half forward. Chips it down towards half forward again, and a good mark has been taken down there by Shine. He was almost off.
I think he was.
And Brad Shine with the shiner. He's gone for a short pass. It's into the pocket trying to find Kernahan, and the ball out of bounds. So throw in this time in the right forward pocket. Can Kernahan do some good ruck work again and perhaps get it to one of the smaller players as he did in the case of Kourkoumelis before? Ironmonger gets the front posse, but it's knocked down by Carter. Picked up by Rhys Jones. Snapshot ineffective off the hands of Roberts and his former teammate Bernie Evans. It's out of bounds. Another throw in left forward pocket for Carlton, doing all the attacking, Luke.
Point the difference into this quarter by just over 2 minutes. That's the second of the Foster's Football Cup for 1986. Ball comes to the ground. Morwood lost that. That's Paul Morwood. Back it goes to Carroll. He's upended. Bit of fumbling going on by both sides, and the umpires decided to ball it up about 30 metres out from the Carlton goal. Carlton at 2 goals 4-16 to the Swans 2 goals 3-15. There's a snap at goal that time by Johnston, but it's off target and through for 1 point. So the Blues move on to 2 goals 5-17 to Swans 2 goals 3-15, and every point counts at this particular stage of the match because it's been a real torrid sort of an affair up till now. Ball back into play again by Carter. Danaher in front. Couldn't hold that mark. Kourkoumelis, did he throw that out to Maclure? Back it comes now to Rode. That intercepted by Paul Morwood. Runs into trouble. Kourkoumelis throws him to the ground. Pushed on again by Thrip. Back it goes now. Good play on the part of Shine. A long kick up there towards Blackwell. Blackwell fumble the ball. In goes Browning. And Rhys Jones is there too. There's a bit of a scrimmage developing in there. But you wouldn't want to be out there or down on that ground for $1 million tonight. Well, $1 million's a bit of money, I suppose. You'd be out there for that much, wouldn't you?
I think that'd get you.
And some of these guys are being paid that much money at the moment. As the ball hits the deck now, Rhys Jones goes for a hand pass. Not a good one. Back to Johnson. Backing up as Blackwell spins out of the pack. Back it goes to Holden. Gets the ball back now. It's Williams in a bit of trouble for the Swans. Gets a bad hand pass to Maclure, but he's well tackled. He couldn't get clear, and another ball up here for sure. So the ball out there on that half-forward flank, about 55 metres out from the Carlton goal. There's 17 points to the Swans 15, just on the 4-minute mark of the second quarter. Umpires found a free kick. It'll go to Carlton. It'll go to the ex-Carlton skipper. That's Johnson. Of course, captain for 1986 is Mark Maclure. Johnson would be about 45 to 50 metres out. Gone for the long kick into the goal square. Ironmonger's got the sit here. Goes the big punch. It comes back to Paul Morwood. A hand pass to Browning. Browning with a pass. The ball punched away by Johnson. Good defensive play. It's picked up by Kourkoumelis. Into the goal square for Carlton again. Kernahan got his hands to it. Weaving through the pack was right. A hand pass. Comes back to Williams. Williams has got a ton of time to kick this one wide out there towards the open spaces. And this gives the Swans a chance to go to attack.
Solid work by Witzel, gets the ball clear, but it's out of bounds. He looks a go, doesn't he?
Yes, he is a go.
Bolton coming across there, but Witzel did the work really to get the ball clear.
Boundary throw in. Danaher burrowing through, can't pick it up. Kourkoumelis in there again, over to English, well tackled. That was well done by Thripp, back to Bernie Evans, close to the boundary line. Strokes one opponent, English had his back to him, picked up by Holden. Kick ineffective, out of bounds again, adjacent to the interchange area. Once more a throw in. Peter Donegan has some news downstairs.
Yes, Pete, Barry Mitchell is receiving stitches to that rather nasty gash in the mouth, but once that task is completed, he should be okay to come back onto the bench.
He played pretty well in the first quarter too. Chance for Witzel again. Can't control it this time. Ironmonger. According to umpire R.Sawers, the tackle was too high.
Well, I've been a bit lucky there, Bob.
I think so, Lou, but that's the way he saw it.
Bradley comes out with the free kick. He's gone for a hand pass. Dorotic made a move of that one. Back to Johnston. Another member of the SAC Captains Association. Kourkoumelis playing a good second quarter. Long kick. He's already kicked a goal in the term. Roberts will go the spoil. Can't do it effectively. Chance for Carter, a little bit too slow. Shrugs one tackle, make it two. Tries to get around another player. Does so. Back to Bolton. Bolton a little bit slow to get rid of it. Finally back to Madden. Johnston in everything in the second term likewise. Long hand pass. He's gone back to Buckley. Picked up by Shine. Tries to get around Bays. Does so. Down the half forward. Kernahan and Carter. Carter free kick.
Certainly a free kick all the way. Not about Rod Carter. He's a tryer, Bob, isn't he?
Yes, you can never deny that with him. But Carlton looking good at the moment, Lou. They're playing excellent football. Playing well as a team.
Yep. Browning's long kick out towards centre wing. Bolton goes for another hand pass. Back to Williams. Over to Thripp. Thripp and turn to Danaher. Will he get clear? Yes, no, maybe. Chips it in short. The pass is okay. Stevie Wright doesn't let him down. The play-on game effective at the moment for the Swans. Morwood short pass. That's okay in the mark. Taken by his brother.
Well, his brother's got it out there at half forward. Quickly plays on. Goes for the long kick. Looking for Capper. He's got it. Got away from Dool. He's only about 15 metres out from goal directly in front. He's already kicked one.
A good lead by Capper.
Yeah, and a good pass too by Tony Morwood.
Very hard to get away from Bruce Dool, but Capper did it well on that occasion.
This fellow is one of the most exciting players you could ever see in football, Capper. There's no doubt about that. 15 plays, 7, and a chance to put the Swans in front, Capper. Going for his second goal. Oh, what's he done with that? We'll wait on the umpire's result. He's missed it. So it's the point, the difference, and he's a bit disgusted with that kick, and so he should be. It's an easy shot. 17 plays, 16. Into the second quarter by 7.5 minutes. The Foster's Football Cup for 1986. Dorotic messed about there. Picked up by Macazee. Goes for a long kick down towards Capper again. Capper and Dool run for this one, but it beats them both and through for 1 point. And scores a dead level. 2 goals, 5-17 apiece. Well, the crowd here tonight, and it's building up to around about the 15,000 mark. They're certainly getting their money's worth tonight. Been a pretty exciting game, Bob.
Yes, both sides are playing good football, Lou. But Carlton quite impressive with the way they're teaming together at the moment. They're smaller men leading the way around the good packs.
There's Buckley going for the kick out towards the wing position. Blackwell having a bit of trouble with Ian Roberts. The ball knocked down to Johnston, who's played very well in the second quarter. The hand pass wasn't too good, but it bounced okay for Buckley. Another pass, well intercepted by Morwood. He falls to the ground, and Hanna just jumps on that opportunity to pick the ball up, but he's well tackled, and down he goes. A good tackle by Williams as Carroll drives the ball back. Up there towards Capper again. He's got it. He'll have to pay that. Oh, golly, he should have paid that mark, or interference, I would have said. Now it comes out the chance for Carlton to clear the ball away at half-back through Alvin. Well, oh, golly, that was just about a mark or a free kick, I'd reckon.
So was that.
I thought it was a mark, I must admit, Lou, anyway. As we often say, the umpire's closer than we are. It's going to be a bounce on centre wing. So I think the crowd will be more than 15,000 now. I wouldn't be surprised if it's up near 20. And Mark Browning, we understand, has been injured. Gets offloaded in that bump there by Brad Shine as the Swans swing into attack again. Up towards Capper and Dool. This time Dool effectively goes to spoil. Paul Morwood was set upon pretty quickly. Dean's kick, high. Doesn't cover much territory, though. In fact, it just about stops like a plugged golf ball out there. Bradley throws it when tackled. Ball out towards Browning again. He got up pretty well. Hooks the ball back. Not a long kick. He can certainly kick it longer than that, though. Browning, that's almost a grab. I think it's Edmund. Yes, it is. And Jimmy Edmund, who appeared to have his number taken in the first quarter, has a chance to put the Swans ahead. Score's dead level at the moment, so any score would do that. Edmund about 35 to 40 metres out on a 45-degree angle. And judging by that camera angle, that kick is well astray. One behind, so both teams missing a lot of shots up forward, Bob.
Yes, and you certainly can't blame the wind on, especially Dr. Jeff Edelson and his wife Leanne.
Dool brings the ball back into play, favours the outer side of the ground, looking for and finding Wayne Blackwell, who marks in front of Danaher. Blackwell's kick to centre wing, knocked away by Roberts. Good tackle by Kourkoumelis, but the ball rebounds to Browning. In goes Kourkoumelis again. Pretty solid stuff out there. The umpire's given a free kick for a high tackle. In fact, it will go to Browning.
Pretty rugged sort of a game. They're not messing about out there, are they, tonight?
Well, of course, they don't have any club games in the following week, so both teams putting a lot into this.
Plus, there's a lot of money at stake in this Foster's Cup, Pete. About $500,000 stake money.
Plus prestige, too, I think, Lou.
Yeah, they all need it.
Good tackle by Dool on Kappa. Picked up by Wayne Blackwell. Blackwell's kick round towards the centre wing position. Browning waiting behind. It comes off the hands of Dennis Carroll. In goes Bernie Evans. Kernahan offloaded. A real stack-up developing out there. And the umpire will bounce it once more.
Bob, there's no doubt the Swans have got them worried because there's no one down there on their forward line. They're running up the ground trying to get kicks now. That's a sign of desperation.
It's the tackling of the Swans, a big improvement, Lou.
Under coach of Tommy Hafey, picked up by Rode, who played very well in the first quarter. 2-on-1 out there. Reece Jones does it beautifully and gets leg as he tries to play on. But
that was good play by Maclure, nonetheless.
I don't think he'd mind getting away a 15-metre penalty there. Maclure coming on the ground at quarter time, and Reece Jones puts Carlton into attack.
He's looking for Maclure, but Carter's got him well covered. Good play by Rod Carter. Spins out of the pack beautifully. A good hand pass over there to Browning, and the Sydney Swans are looking good at this particular stage.
Kick downfield.
Kick downfield, so the free kick will go out there towards the wing position. Carter doing a great job down there, Pete. I think the free kick would go to Reece Jones.
Is it going back, is it?
Yeah, it's going back. I think he copped one after that decision was made. So Reece Jones will take the free kick out there at that centre-half forward position. Actually, with shorter centre-half forward, he'd be about 45 metres out from goal. Now, if he gets onto this one, he could easily kick this goal. Not the most beautiful-looking kick in the world, but can cover a bit of distance. There it is on its way. Made the distance okay, but off target and through for 1 point. So scores a dead level. 2 goals, 6-18 apiece. Into this quarter by 12.5 minutes. That's the second. Ball drops short, a chance now. It'll bounce okay for Carter. Don't do any fancy stuff, Bob. That's not your go. Golly, how was that trying to do a blind turn there?
Well, the old saying, Lou, you never run back into the pack.
That's right. And that was well tackled by Johnston, a 15-metre penalty. And this gives him a chance to score a goal and make him out about 40 metres out on about a 45-degree angle. This he's gone for a short pass. It'll be okay. And Blackwell's got the mark, except he's on a worse angle than Johnston is, but much close. Only about 30 metres out from goal. A much difficult, well, it's a more difficult angle, I should say. 18 points apiece. Scores dead level. Gone for the kick, Blackwell. Didn't quite make the distance. Forced off the pack and out of bounds in the forward pocket right against the point post. 2 goals, 6-18 each. Waiting for the ball to come back into play. It'll be Kernahan against the big fella Ironmonger. Knocked out by Ironmonger. Maclure coming after it now. Bounces okay. A snap at goal. It won't come around enough, and Carter gets there in time to spoil it through for 1 point. But at least the Blues have hit the front. They're 2 goals, 7-19 to the Swans. 2 goals, 6-18. Just on the 14-minute mark of this second quarter of the Foster's Football Cup for 1986.
Swans yet to score a goal in this term. They've only added 3 behind. That's out of bounds. Carlton looking for on the full. Not so, says the boundary or field umpire. And so a throw in Carlton's right half forward flank. Ironmonger doing well at the ruck tonight. And certainly showing no after effects of the knee problems that he had last year. Madden beats him forward on this occasion. Johnston having a good second quarter, gets around 3 players, well shepherded by Kernahan. Long shot at goal in towards the 10-metre square. Carter goes to spoil effectively. Oh, still got his head on, has he?
Oh, Jimmy there. Look at Jimmy and Browning having a go.
And Rod Carter takes a breather.
I think it'd worry Jim very much.
I don't think so.
Take that on his stride, I'd reckon, Jim. There's Leanne. She's terribly upset by the affair.
Rod Carter has the free kick, predictably. Got a long kick. Mackenzie and Holden for the Swans. By G.Morrow says no free kick. Carlton certainly doing all the attacking in this second quarter, which has been in progress just over 15 minutes. There are only 5 minutes to go. Williams can't get the ball clear. Ironmonger finally does so. Who's there for the Swans? No one. Picked up by Madden. Madden, a wobbly punt kick back towards the 10-metre square, knocked away by Carter. The opportunity for Jimmy Buckley. He gets around, shoots it, goal off target, one behind.
You've got to give the Swans credit, Pete, because they're really going at them, not giving much latitude, Bob, are they?
No, their tackling is very desperate, and they're taking the game right up to Carlton.
I'll tell you what, Jimmy Buckley's form had pleased the selectors out there too, because he didn't have the best of years last year, Jim. And good to see him playing well. Ironmonger takes the mark. Ironmonger left half-back flank. Another 15-metre penalty being meted out, this time against Carlton. And Ironmonger will take advantage of that by putting his team into attack. Does so. Keep dropping a little bit short. Reading it well as Danaher. Just short of the half-forward flank. Gone for a pass. Trying to find Bolton, couldn't do so. Picked up by English. That'll be close to the boundary line. Just bounces inside, I think. Yes, it did. A couple of centimetres inside, and so a boundary throw in left half-forward flank for the Swans.
Into the quarter by just over 16 minutes. 2 points. 2 points the difference. Mitchell warming up after being inside with a cut mouth. So he's ready to come back on the ground again for the Swans. Oh, by golly, there was a heavy bunt by Blackwell. I think Holden copped that. It was not Holden, it was a Thrip. That's that again. Waiting for the ball to be bounced there at that half-forward flank for the Sydney Swans. They're trailing by 2 points. 20 plays 18. Knocked out by Madden, well picked up again that time by Bradley. Drives the ball back out towards the half-forward line, knocked on by Buckley. Carter's got Maclure covered. That's if he can pick the ball up. He kicks it off the ground. Down goes Kernahan and Carroll. Spinning out of the pack was Roberts, couldn't get clear. Now picking it up, a hand pass from Evans. Evans shoots it over to Maclure, back there towards Kernahan. Flies, got one hand to it, couldn't hold the mark. Browning with a hand pass back to his skipper. That's Carroll. Carroll goes for a wild kick, and the ball is out of bounds. A chance here for Evans to take the free kick out there on the centre wing position. Doesn't waste any time. Gets the pass, and it's Rhodes to take the mark out there. And Rhodes played very well tonight. Ball falling short. Kernahan in front, punched away by Ironmonger. Pushed out by Carroll. Kicked off the ground again by the Sydney Swans. And there's Hunter. Takes that mark in front of Tony Morwood. Out there on that half-forward flank. A quick hand pass over to Blackwell. A long shot at goal. Will it make the distance? Madden and Ironmonger go for it. Madden got his hands to it, but the ball is finally forced out of bounds. Right against the point post in Carlton's attacking zone. 18 minutes gone of this second quarter. 20 points Carlton. They're 2 goals 8 to the Sydney Swans 2 goals 6-18.
Still plenty of weight being used down there. Another bounce.
Even though they've had most of the play in this quarter, you know, they're not that. They should be a lot further in front. You've got to give a lot of credit to the Sydney Swans, the way they've kept them under pressure all the time, Bob.
Well, their defence has held up extremely well, Lou.
Williams out of bounds on the full. And just how long can it stand up?
Well, that's it. Class, that's right, Pete. Class usually tells the long run, isn't it?
It does. Kenny Hunter kicked the first goal of the match. Carlton vice-captain. He's gone for a pass on this occasion. Browning gets offloaded as he was flying for the mark. Umpire G.Morrow says he thought it was a free kick. And Browning comes out of it with the ball. Browning right of the full-back position. Good long kick by the former Swan skipper. In fact, it's a ripper. Fine mark taken by Morwood, left half-back flank. If he can fire, the Swans will certainly be in with a good show. Loose ball, Dorotich. Bolton puts the body in well. Chance for Williams, scoops it out. Holden. Back it comes to Bolton, this time from Morwood. Bolton's gone for a pass. No one's down there. Chance for Danaher, but 2 Carlton players are right there with him. English gets the ball in front of him. He'll be content to see it out. So too is Dean, and it will be a boundary throw in left forward pocket for the Swans with 30 seconds of the quarter remaining. Can they get a goal? They've only scored 3 points so far in the term. And again, Carlton have scored only the 1 goal. Been a very low-scoring affair. Knocked down by Madden, picked up by Evans. Evans' kick dropping short along the half-back line. Mark taken by Kernahan. What's he doing down there? Back it goes to Bradley, back to Kernahan. Had a fill in time, I think, up towards centre wing. Two Swans players are there. Roberts goes for the fist on. Intercepting is Bradley. Gets around Witzel. Then he has his head dragged off as the siren goes for half-time. It was going to be a free kick. It's a box on instead. And so we'll enjoy the fisticuffs. 2 points the difference.
Well, it's been a great opening as far as the entertainment's concerned for the Foster's Cup for 1986, Bob.
Yes, it's been very entertaining, Lou.
Well, you couldn't beat it.
Out of some of these clashes, I'm just amazed that Jimmy Edmonds, the one who's been reported.
Well, that's right, for bumping a guy.
Bit of a joke, actually. Second half of the first match in the Foster's Cup series for 1986. 2 points in favour of Carlton, 2-8 to 2-6. A very low-scoring affair in the first half, and also a very rugged one. Stevie Wright puts the tackle on Bradley, almost thrown out to Bolton. Bolton's kick is a short one down to half-forward, off the hands of Edmund, picked up by Dean. Dean will look for a hand pass. It's effective, taken by English. English just up from the full-back position. One of the strengths of the Carlton side certainly is their defence. Very capably by the player I just mentioned. And here's another one. Alvin back to English. It's not about half-back line. That with Dean there as well. The ball out towards the centre wing position. Here's a race between a couple of prospective Storm gift guys. Ironmonger and Madden. Dennis Carroll, new Swans captain, carting the ball out of bounds. It will be a throw-in left half-forward flank for the Sydney team before this very good crowd tonight.
That should be a pretty interesting duel down there between Carter and David Rhys-Jones before the night's out, Pete.
Yes, it could be interesting.
Well, it'll be exciting, let's say that.
Alvin gets offloaded out to Evans. Mitchell gets well shepherded. Kick is a high one. Dorotich underneath it. Edmund flying over the top. Neither of those players can bring it down. Good tackle out there. I think it's on Bolton.
Yeah, great tackle by English.
He's played well tonight too. He's a very solid player, isn't he?
Yes, young Mitchell had no chance whatsoever.
A minute and a half gone in the third quarter. English at right half-back flank for Carlton. The Swans still to score a goal since the first term. High flyer out there was Kernahan. Can't drag it down. Picked up by Mark Maclure. Maclure's kick back towards the centre wing position. Opens it up for Jimmy Buckley, whose form tonight I'm sure would please the Carlton fans and selection committee. Now there's the duel we were talking about. Rhys-Jones and Carter. Not too much to disturb the peace though there. The ball beating Blackwell out of bounds. It's a boundary throw in 2 minutes into the quarter.
2 points the difference in favour of Carlton. Yes, Bob?
Rhys-Jones upset not getting a free kick. I think they were both hanging on to each other.
I reckon. So that should be a very interesting duel. Rhys-Jones to full forward on Rod Carter. Putting solid sort of a custom. Ball picked up out there and a kick along the ground. Not a good one. Bradley gets it back there. The ball driven right across goals. There's a chance now for Hunter. He's got the race, wins the race to the ball, has a snap and goal, puts it up there to the goal square. The pack fly, the ball is forced out of bounds. So it's out of bounds in that forward pocket position for Carlton. A chance for them to score their 2 points in front. Back it comes to Kourkoumelis. Got one around the neck. He'll get a free kick for sure. Well, he kicked a nice goal from a knockout from Kernahan in that second quarter, Bob, and he's got a chance to score his second goal now.
Yes, he's been a busy player around the packs. It was not a good tackle at all, and there's no doubt that it was a free kick to Kourkoumelis, and well within kicking distance.
As Bob said earlier in the night, that this fella's a real hard worker. He never stops trying all night, or in every match he plays, as a matter of fact. There's the kick, but that's not a good one. So Carlton finding it hard to score goals. A very low scoring game. 2 goals, 9-21 Carlton to the Swans 2-6-18. Just on 3.5 minutes gone of this third quarter. And of course this second half, the 2 quarters of 25 minutes plus time on. Ball out towards that half-back line. Up goes Maclure. The new Carlton captain takes a good mark out there at half-back. Back it goes to Bradley. Bradley shows a bit of pace. Goes for a long kick. Looking for Kerner, hand at the back, he flies, got his hands but couldn't hold the mark. It hits the deck, they stack up there, in goes Johnston, he goes down, actually gets it out to shine a snap at goal, but it's out of bounds, so the Blues still finding it very hard to get or break through this very strong defence of the Sydney Swans. They don't look that stylish, but they tackle pretty hard. I think that's typical of any side that Tommy Hafey coaches too, Bob.
There's no doubt about that, Lou. It's one thing that Hafey is able to get out of his players.
Ball hits the deck again. Picked up by Blackwell. The kick up towards the full forward position. The pack fly. Ironmonger in front. The ball knocked out again. Over to Johnston right on the boundary line. It was pretty close. It's pushed out again. A chance now for the ball picked up by Holden. Gives a hand pass. Now to Browning. Right on his tail there was Kern. And that'll be a free kick. He clobbered him after he kicked the ball that time. It'll be a free kick down the field. He could be, report. Has he taken his number?
I don't think he has, Lou.
Well, thank God, that'd be a blow to the Blues. So ill in the piece, the game, the season just starting as we see Danaher pick the ball up out there on that half-forward line. He goes for a hand pass. Down goes Dean, and he cops a free kick. And believe you me, I'm glad I'm sitting up here in the commentary box, Pete.
I'll go on with that. Dean to take the free kick for Carlton. Dean, right half-back flank. Bayes was out there, but he had Maclure covered. The Swans win this one through. Dean again. Could have been a free kick to him on that occasion. Ball out of bounds. They were very close to it. Umpire calls play on. Mitchell does. Down to Morwood. Tries to get clear of Hunter. Took a divot. Didn't replace it. Hunter goes in solidly. Free kick going the Carlton players' way. Ken Hunter just up from the back pocket. Swans still to score a goal since the first quarter. Munger in front, ball dropping short, mark taken by Thripp. Thripp on the centre wing, shocking kick. Ball going off the side of the boot, still inside the square. Morwood. Pass not a good one. Attempted smother was in fact a ripper picked up by Edmund. Sidesteps one player, that was Rode. He's gone for a short pass, not a good one. Roberts couldn't take it, allows Shine in. Shine with the left footer down to half forward, looking for and finding Maclure on the run. Beautifully done by the Carlton skipper. The veterans are shining. Jimmy Buckley got offloaded by Browning though. Maclure goes in to help him out. There's no big pardons here. Blackwell comes in. Now it's Buckley again. Gets tackled well by Witzel. Still the call is play on. Williams drags it out. Up towards centre field as Bolton takes the hand pass. Bolton down towards half forward. And the standard of play certainly lifting now with Edmund taking the grab right half forward flank. Former Footscray skipper. Gets around Kernahan. Long kick up towards full forward, but Big Madden stands his ground, takes the mark well. And it's Rode once more. That was from Dorotich. Pushing Bolton back on the mark. Played a very good second quarter, Rode. Two Swans players there. Man in front is Ironmonger. He takes the mark, looking for a 15-metre penalty, but the umpire not giving him one.
Into the third quarter by 7 minutes. The difference 3 points in favour of Carlton. They're finding it very hard to break clear here tonight. There's a go for Dorothy. He's copped it pretty high. Kicked off the ground that time by Bolton. Well smothered by Dool. Dool's kick is back. I think that's his first for the night. And the mark taken here by Wright. He'd be about 55 to 60 metres out. The kick doesn't cover much distance. Morwood flying high. That's Tony. Down it goes to Shine. Shine with a hand pass to Wingley's doing very well down there in the back pocket position. A race for the ball between Thripp and Bradley. Bradley is the quicker there as he gets the ball back to Browning, but he fumbles but gets the hand pass out. And we see the ball taken away that time by Roberts. Roberts' kick is back to the centre, but there's a mark. It'll go to Tony Morwood at centre field. So Tony Morwood with the ball. And the Swans really putting the Blues under pressure. 3 points the difference. Waiting for that ball. It's out wide. That's a good pass. And the ball marked here now by Holden. He balks. Nicely gets around his opponent. Goes for a pass right on the boundary line. Looking for Kappa. Got his hand to it. The ball hits the deck. Ball pushed back again by Carroll. Back to Bolton. Look at him jump. By golly, they just about buried him in the ground that time. It'll be home the ball. The Sydney Swans supporters not too happy about the decision. And the Blues send the ball back there towards the wing position. They all fire. And there's a good mark taken by Kernahan. Kernahan with the ball now at half back. And Carlton still 2 goals, 9-21 to the Sydney Swans, 2-6-18. 8.5 minutes gone of the third quarter. Back up there towards the half forward line. There's a good mark taken by Tony Morwood. Buckley gave him one to go on with it. Then another one. Oh, golly, I think you might have been a bit lucky, Jimmy, as the ball is hand passed over to Browning. The ball falls short. Down goes Shine. They pounce on top of him. In goes Kernahan, and the umpire will ball it up. Will ball it up there at centre half forward for the Sydney Swans, about 65 metres out from their goal. 9 minutes gone of the Foster's Cup. Third quarter, 3 points the difference in favour of Carlton.
Kourkoumelis to Buckley. Buckley up to half forward and Maclure. Oh, misses what looked like an easy mark. Witzel right on his hammer. Down goes Maclure. Down goes Witzel looking for a holding the ball decision and gets one. Bob Skilton.
Well, Maclure made no attempt to get rid of the ball, and it was a bit technical nonetheless, so I wouldn't have played it personally.
Witzel's kick out wide. Stevie Wright from centre wing. Short pass again, trying to find Edmund. Alvin, good opposition. Back to Stevie Wright from Holden. Williams loses out to Rode. Rode short. Out to Bradley. Bradley and Thripp. Once again, Bradley winning that duel. Knocks it on to the former skipper Johnston right on centre wing. Gets offloaded by Thripp very close to the boundary line. Johnston back to English. Carlton combining pretty well. Gets it over to Bradley. Kernahan and Carroll. Carroll wins that one. Breaks the tackle beautifully. Long kick by the new Swan skipper, but not well directed. English mark and/or free kick. Take whatever you like. Another slight disagreement.
It's all over the ground, but he's had a great third quarter, this fella English.
He certainly has. And so Bradley's coming into the game a little bit out there on the wing.
Long way from goal.
Goal's still hard to come by.
Yes, only 4 kicked for the night. Plenty of Carlton players are there. They didn't talk too well there. Holden goes for the hand pass. It comes back to Roberts, who hooks it back up towards the point of the square. Morwood at the back tries to knock it away from Hunter. Does so. Down goes Paul Morwood. Can fire out the hand pass, but Carlton combining better at the moment. Rode gets the hand pass out to Shine. Shine to Buckley at half forward. Buckley long shot at goal, but we're only one behind. And as Bob said, goals hard to come by tonight. And so Carlton's behind tally, moving into double figures, 2-10 to 2-6. The Blues by 4 points in the Foster's Cup.
Well, they've had a ton of pressure put on them, Bob, by this defence, and it doesn't look that stylish, but the tackling's there, and we see Jimmy Buckley having a shot from a long way out. That's how desperate they are. Punched away by Shine. Ball picked up down there by Bays, it is. And the ball is finally forced over the line and out of bounds. Out of bounds about 45 metres around from the Carlton goal.
Excellent play by Shine.
11 and a half minutes gone. He's played fairly well tonight. He's a strong player, Shine. Ball knocked out that time. I think Matt might have got it out, but it's picked up again. This time by Ironmonger. Over it goes to Mitchell. Mitchell's kick is short. At the back, flying high that time was Dean. Couldn't hold the mark, but recovered very well. He got a bit rattled that time, but the umpires found a free kick. It'll go against, it'll go downfield.
Against Tony Morwood.
Against Tony Morwood. It'll go, I think, to Maclure out there at half forward. So Carlton still 4 points in front, but finding it very, very difficult to get that third goal on the board. Maclure looking for a lead, but I think he might go for the long kick now. He does. Looking for Kernahan, got his hands but couldn't hold the mark. Backing up well as Roberts. Over it goes now to White. Witzel. Witzel out there at half back, goes for the long kick, looking for Danaher. Danaher and Bradley go for it. It's Danaher goes down. Bradley's right on his back, and the umpire said it might be a free kick to Danaher. Yes, he's got that against him, is it? Oh, I thought it was the other way around, didn't you, Bob?
It was the same sort of decision as they gave against Maclure, so they have to be consistent.
Well, okay. Bradley, as Bob said, has played very well in this third quarter. Well, he's kicked that to no man's land. The big fella Ironmonger dropped an easy one. A touch of the fumbles by Browning. He's tackled pretty heavily, and the umpire said it's holding the ball. Sudden death out there. And the free kick will go to Wayne Johnson. He'd be about, let's see, about 45 to 50 metres out from goal and yet to score one. And the Blues are still 2 goals 10 to the Swans, 2 goals 6. Just over the 13-minute mark of this third quarter. Waiting on Johnson. Well, I don't think the distance should worry him, and he's usually a pretty accurate kick, but on tonight's form, the way Carlton are going, he might be a difficult shot. There it is, a long one on its way. Is it coming around enough? No, it didn't quite make the distance. Well played by the Swans, and we see Browning take it away from the danger zone, going for the boundary line.
Woodgie's found, and the boundary throw-in left half-back flank for the Sydney Swans. It's really been a drought insofar as goals concerned.
Carlton about to have the first interchange with Williams to come on, Kourkoumelis off.
Knocked down by Maclure. In fact, he takes it from the pack himself. But the end result is not a good one for Carlton. It's out of bounds on the full, and Rod Carter will take the free kick for the Swans in the left back pocket. It's a real high ball. If you're watching the Masters last week, I think Peter Alice would have described that as a perfect wedge shot. So the Swans come out of defence again. It goes to Witzel at half-back. Back to Roberts. They're messing around with it. This time Roberts decides, I think, wisely to go for the kick. Puts it up inside the square over the head of Edmund and 2 Carlton players. Tommy Alvin always safe in defence, and hasn't English played a ripper third quarter. English's kick is long. It's over centre wing, off the hands of Williams, who's just come onto the ground. It's out of bounds. And the boundary throw in between wing and half forward for Carlton. Spiro Kourkoumelis having a well-earned rest. He's played fairly well, I thought. Kicked off the ground by Roberts. Alvin and Paul Morwood. And a real scramble out there. Umpire has decided it will be a free kick to Carlton. What was that for, Bob?
You tell me.
Bradley, he's played a good third quarter. He could just about kick this. He's decided to go for a pass, and that was beautifully done. He's got it to Bernie Evans, and Evans well within kicking distance, about 35 metres directly in front.
A little bit quiet tonight, Bob.
I think it takes players time to adjust to the rest of their teammates and know what they're doing, Lou.
Evans's kick has broken the goal drought. First goal for the quarter. It came up at the 15.5-minute mark.
Louise adores Bird's Eye's almondine fish fillets with crunchy almond flakes. But Margot loves the delicious cheese centre in the cheese and herb fillet. Personally, I can't decide between the two.
Bird's Eye oven fry fish fillets.
These powerful new Hoover suction cleaners make light work of even the heaviest housework. Smashing. That's why Hoover is ahead of the rest.
Yes, Spiro Kourkoumelis scored the previous goal. That was the 32nd mark of the second quarter, so it really has been a goal drought. But Carlton opening up a pretty good lead now as the mark is almost taken down there by Dean. Edmund recovers best, or better. Loose ball, Mitchell, Holden, duels there. Holden gets onto his left foot, a snapshot. Could it be the quick reply? Kappa, mark, push. Oh, golly, that was interference. I thought so. Umpire didn't. And the mark at left half forward for the Swans.
Nice master trip.
That's the second one that's been taken off Kappa.
That was a shocking pass, and Alvin takes the easiest of marks. So Carlton playing better now as Blackwell goes for a short pass. It's taken by Bradley. As I said before, they're having a great quarter on that wing.
Certainly is. I'd say that, no doubt, Bob, Bradley and English, the two top players for Carlton this quarter. The ball out there towards the centre wing position. He's had 8 kicks so far, Bradley. But it's on the boundary line and out of bounds out there on the centre wing position. Just on the 17-minute mark, Tommy Hafey on the phone. He's concerned now because the difference is 10 points in favour of Carlton. Ball knocked out by Maclure. That's a hefty knockout right over the half-forward line, going for the boundary line, and it's out. So it's out of bounds about 75 metres around from the Carlton goal. They're 3 goals, 10-28 to the Swans 2-6-18.
A thrip off Mackesy on, Luke.
Mackesy on the ground. Number 12. Kernahan and Ironmonger. Ironmonger got that one down. The ball kicked back there by Bays. Not a good one. Tapped on again. Back there towards Bolt. A quick hand pass coming out to Holden. Holden balked. Gets around Dorothy. Goes for a short pass. Capper at the back. Knocks it away from Dool. Backing up well as English. And what a game this fella's played tonight. Plays it safe. Goes for the boundary line. He won't try to pick this up. Oh, he went for the kick off the ground, and it's out of bounds. Strong play on the part of English.
Good play by Mitchell, though.
All out of bounds on that Robert Walls. He's on the phone too. The phone bill will be high tonight here at VFL Park as we see the Evans get a hurried kick back there. He kicked the last goal and put him 10 points in front. Down goes Morwood. Been a little bit quiet tonight. Had 3 kicks. Ball back out there, flying high that time. A great mark taken by Dean, but he played on foolishly. Picked up by Bays. There's a chance for a goal. A running shot. It's through. A goal. Oh, the Swans are back in business again.
That's a good piece of play by Jimmy Edmund on that occasion. He was actually beaten for it. And we see Dean now playing on, and Edmund coming through, and a good tackle to allow Bays to pick the ball up. Plenty of time. No real defence at all by Carlton there. And young Bays, a lovely kick of the ball.
And that was the Swans' first goal since the first quarter. Official attendance tonight, 15,129. And that's an excellent start to the Foster's Cup for 1986. And gate receipts just over $40,000. They're enjoying a top game of football too. The crowd here tonight as Carroll takes the mark at half-back for the Swans.
Well, they're not out of it by a long shot, the Swans, Bob, are they?
Hanging in there all the time, Lou, and I think putting a lot of pressure on Carlton, not allowing Carlton to get their running game going at all.
Danaher has gone for a pass out towards half forward. Kappa's there, decides to play on, gets clear of Dool. He's not the greatest of kick in the side, but he does get it effectively down to Mitchell, who shoots with the left foot. He's put it through, and the Swans are back in front.
There's a feeling this country's really alive. There's a feeling we're hitting overdrive. And there's a beer that captures all its pride. It's a Foster's. Foster's is the feeling Australia has today. No beer does it in the Foster's way. It's Australia's favorite beer. It's Foster's.
2 goals inside a minute for the Swans, and they lead by 2 points in a crackerjack game of football here at the park. Witzel can't get clear, picked up by Shine, hasn't done a bad job tonight. Back it comes to Blackwell and Carroll, in goes Jimmy Buckley using weight. Kernahan comes in to lend him assistance, rebounds to Carroll, picked up by Blackwell, fires out a quick hand pass taken by Kernahan, drops it pretty quickly, and it will be a bounce at half forward for Carlton. 3:10 to 4-6 on the Foster's Cup scoreboard. Thrip, who was taken from the ground earlier, had the job of minding Bradley, who has so far had 8 kicks for the quarter. So understandably Tommy Hafey decided to try Macazee out there, and picked up by Bradley again as the whistle goes, but it might be a free kick to the Swans, and it will be taken, I think, by Roberts. What was that for, Bob? Did you see that?
Behind play, Pete. I don't quite know what it was actually for.
Carter has the ball anyway. Not his free kick. There's a 15-metre penalty applicable as well. That brings Roberts almost up to the centre wing position. He decides to take full advantage of it. Beautiful kick. At the back is Edmund. Buckley. Out to Johnston. Kernahan. Not the style of him. We have, of course, seen plenty of him over in Adelaide, and he is a class player. There's no doubt about that. Macazee's kick a little bit short and badly directed. Blackwell gets it back to Johnston again. The Dominator a chance for a goal to put Carlton back in front, but he's off target, I think. They're really spraying them tonight, and 1 behind is the result there. Kicked by Wayne Johnston. The scoreboard in the Foster's Cup, 3:11 to 4-6, 1 point in favour of the Swans.
And we're just over the 21.5-minute mark, and the Blues in plenty of trouble. Back it comes to Johnson, a good hand pass back to Maclure, scooped it in beautifully as he goes for a long kick. Now this is not a bad sort of a goal, a beautiful! What a goal, that's a real captain's goal.
I'm home.
Ooh. Hello, Dad. Hello, Dad.
Sometimes life gets so crowded with never-ending bills and expenses, you don't have room to move.
Hello, dear.
That's why there's Westpac's All-Together package. It's the financial package that brings together the services you need to better manage your family finances. If your family needs room to move, get it all together with Westpac, the bank.
5 points the difference in the third quarter of the Foster's Footy Cup for 1986. Carlton in front by 5 points. They go back into attack again. Up there to Reece Jones. Well played by Carter. He's doing a strong job down there. Back to Evans down there in that forward pocket. Couldn't pick the ball up, and it's out of bounds. About 40 metres around from the Carlton goal. That was a magnificent goal by Maclure. And that's possibly one of the reasons why he's been made captain too, Bob.
I think the fact that he's a great leader on and off the field, and they know that he'll be giving 100% and a great example.
Ball back into play. Maclure at the back. Grabbed that one, quickly played on. Ball driven back there by Roberts, right across goal. A chance now for Carter to mark this one. No one can get sight of it. Rowe lost sight of it. He lost sight of it the second time. Carter goes after. He won't let anybody else get it. And there's a grab around the neck. That'll be a free kick to the Swans. And the free kick to go down there, I think it might go to Bolton. It'll be Bolton to take the free kick down there in the back pocket. Carlton 5 points in front there, 4-11 to the Swans 4-6. 23.5 minutes gone. That's a dangerous one, but Browning gets out of trouble. Boots the ball back out there towards Bays and Alvin. Alvin goes to punch. A hand pass from Holden. Comes back here to Roberts. He got rid of that one pretty quickly as it goes to Holden. Ball shot back over the half-forward line. Edmund attacked there by Dean. Down goes Edmonds. Tries to smother the ball. A quick kick by Holden back over the half-forward line. And a good mark there to Blackwell. A quick hand pass to Dool at centre-half back. He goes for a pass. It's a ripper too. Grabbed here by Rowe. He balks around Witzel. Goes for a pass again. Looking out wide. It'll be all right. It's marked here now by Evans. Evans goes for a hand pass over to Williams. There's a chance for the goal. He's put it through for the Blues. 5 goals, 11-41 to the Sydney Swans 4-6-30. 24.5 minutes gone of this third quarter.
So that was one that wouldn't make the Swans fans very happy at all, to see Bernie Evans coming down with an excellent piece of football. Evans now on replay, takes it, draws the play of the defence forward, gets it across to Williams, and a lovely goal from Williams, who has not long been on the ground.
11 points the difference, and that's the biggest break we've had so far tonight between the two sides. Carlton 5-11, the Swans 4-6. 11 points in favour of Carlton, knocked down by Ironmonger. Nobody can get clear. The ball rebounds finally out towards Bradley. Kick number 9 for the quarter. Mark taken by Browning at centre half back. Browning's good long kick. It's it back whence it came up towards centre wing. It's all Carlton. That looks like English. Another great grab.
He's done a great game tonight, this fellow.
Blackwell inside the square. Knock on by Browning, or knock away. Chance for Bolton. Hunter right there with him. It's out of bounds. Left half forward flank for the Carlton side. We've had 9 goals kicked in the match, and they've been kicked by 9 different players so far. Kernahan, Holden, Mitchell, who, as Jack Edwards mentioned, has had 9 stitches inserted in a cut lip. We might get a couple more here as once again a bout of fisticuffs begins. More pushing and shoving, to be more precise.
Well, I think they'll all sleep well tonight, Pete, wouldn't you say? It's been a pretty tough sort of a game.
Not much doubt about that.
So a few of them will look forward to a Foster's.
I'd reckon. Might have one myself after too.
That'd be a first. Hunter down towards left half forward, trying to find Madden. Does so, leads out in front of Ironmonger, gets it back to Shine. Shine's gone for the hand pass. Effective road, just about out of bounds. Back to Shine, well shepherded by the new skipper Maclure. He's gone long into the goal square. Alvin's in there, knocked away by Roberts. Evans had a hand in the last goal. Can he kick one this time? Right foot snapshot is close. Rhys Jones and Maclure off the hands. And it will be a bounce. No, it won't be a bounce. It will be a free kick to the Swan for in the back to Witzel. He decides to go for the hand pass. And picked up by Dennis Carroll. Almost a mark to Danaher. Blackwell reads it much better though. He's playing well tonight. Blackwell goes for a pass, and that's a gem. I don't know whether it was intended for Alvin. I think Kernahan would have been the better bet there. And it will be a bounce once again at centre half forward for Carlton.
Just over the 27.5 minute mark. Carlton 41 points to the Swans 30, and the Blues starting to look a lot better now, Bob.
I think they're doing most of the attacking, Lou, and there's still a good defence down there by the Swans. Roberts has had a particularly good quarter, but Williams again puts it up forward.
Oh, bad fumble that time by the Swans. There's a chance now for Witzel to get a hand pass, but not a good one. Going in after it as Munkers, he lost sight of the ball. A chance for Carlton. Maclure goes for a hand pass. Nowhere to go. He gets it out to Kerner. Hit him on the chin, actually. Over to Blackwell, but the umpire said there'll be a free kick. It could go to Carlton, to Jimmy Buckley, getting up there, looking so innocent too. Now, you couldn't imagine Jimmy Buckley doing a thing wrong in your life, could you?
Actually, I think it's penalised Carlton because, you know, the hand pass had gone on and Carlton had the loose man going, and I think probably would have scored a goal out of that piece of play.
Well, the free kick to go to Buckley. He'd be about 30 metres out from goal on a bit of an angle, not that bad. 11 points in front, just over the 28-minute mark of this third quarter. Buckley shot on the way. He's hooked that one. And what's the result? It's out of bounds on the full, and a penalty free kick will go down there to Carroll, the new captain for 1986 for the Sydney Swans. So he's got the free kick down there in the back pocket position, but Carlton starting to look a lot better in this last 10 minutes of this third quarter. Oh, it hit, I think, Kernahan on the head. Finally, Williams goes after. He's lost sight of it. A hand pass comes out there, a fumble. Blackwell gets it back again. There's the ball picked up by Rowe, but there's the siren to end the third quarter.
In match number 1 of this rich football series. Wherever you're watching, we hope you're enjoying the match. The Fosters, of course. Final quarter from VFL Park before over 15,000 people here tonight to launch this series for 1986. Blues get it out of the centre though, picked up by Maclure. Maclure, a long kick down towards half forward, and Williams takes a very good mark. A nice goal when he came on in the previous term as well. Williams 45 to 50 metres out, pretty well directly in front. Runs long into the square and touched off the hand of Rod Carter. One behind. So 2 goals, the difference now in favour of Carlton. 5-12 to 4-6. Carter, one of the veterans in the Swans lineup. Bayes couldn't quite take the mark. Opportunity for Holden. Johnston get there first, out to Blackwell. He's played a good game tonight. Fires out the hand pass. It goes to Buckley. Back to Alvin. Must score a goal from there, Tommy Alvin, and he puts it through. 18 points the difference in favour of Carlton. A great start once again to the quarter. Carlton getting the first goal. 6-12 to 4-6.
Yes, and Carlton looking dangerous on a number of occasions there. Blackwell right in the thick of things. Lovely hand pass across from Johnston to Blackwell, to Buckley, down to Alvin. And the running play of Alvin, we haven't seen a lot of Alvin coming down the ground tonight, but certainly might have been the first time he's done anything constructive, but very effective piece of play.
10 goals kicked now. 10 different players have kicked them. 48 plays 30 in favour of Carlton. Seemingly going on with the job. Madden can't get the ball out of the centre. Well, mark taken, I was just about to say by English, but he hasn't made too many mistakes tonight. It's a holding the ball decision going the Swans' way. And the free kick at half forward will go to Danaher. Swans badly need some goals here. They won't get one in this passage of play because it's taken by Rode. Rode looks for Shine. He's done a pretty good job tonight. A whack on the eye early.
By far the best game I've seen from Shine.
Yeah, I'll go along with that. Jimmy Buckley back into some good form tonight too. Loses out on this occasion. It's picked up by Danaher.
And Danaher gets the ball over the half-forward line, but there's no one there for the Swans at the moment. Coming out as covered with the 3 Carlton players against him. Duels there too. He got one in the back that time from Edmund, but the umpire said it'll be a ball up. Out there on that half-forward flank, about 50 metres out from the Swans' goal. They're trailing by 18 points. Just on 2.5 minutes gone of this last quarter. And there's no doubt about it, Bob. Carlton looking a lot better this last 10 or 15 minutes or so.
They've had plenty of possessions right through the night, Lou, and in general play, well, as Pete said, about 30-odd more kicks up to three-quarter time, but they really haven't used it.
Well, it's been possibly the fierce tackling of the Swans that's kept them so close all night. Blackwell has also played a very good game tonight here, the ball out of bounds. Still about 50 metres around from the Swans' goal. They badly need one to be back in this game. They're trailing by 18 points. 3 minutes gone of the last quarter. There's a chance now for Blackwell to get clear. Gets a good hand pass over to Shine. Shine's kick is a hurried one, knocked on by Kernahan. Clever play looking there for Johnson. But the ball beats him and it's out of bounds. But at least it's up there on the centre wing position, away from the Swans' attacking zone. Big crowd here tonight, over the 15,000 mark. A very good opening for the Foster's Cup. Picked up by Holden. A quick hand pass comes back to Browning. Browning's kick is a hurried one over the half-forward line. And the ball beats Edmund and Dean. So it's out of bounds on the Swans' half-forward line, still about 70 metres around from their goal. They're 4 goals, 6:30 to Carlton, 6 goals, 12:48. Waiting for the ball to come back into play. Been a perfect night for football, and this ground looks a picture. Knocked out by Madden, intercepted by Holden. The ball pushed on again by Alvin. There's Wright. His kick is a short one for the Swans. Edmund comes in, scoops it in beautifully. A chance to score here now. A running shot at goal, and what's the result? It's a goal, so they haven't given up yet, the Sydney Swans. So it's 6 goals, 12:48 Carlton to the Sydney Swans. 5 goals, 6:36, just over the 4-minute mark of this last quarter.
Jimmy Edmund again showing just how dangerous he is. Very hard play to man up, because there's an excellent mark, and that time showing good physical strength and then finishing off with a lovely left foot kick.
One thing, of course, we haven't mentioned tonight, the Swans play very few matches here at VFL Park. The only ones they do play are, of course, in the Foster's Cup series. So Carlton knowing the ground a little bit better. Evans out of the centre towards left half forward flank. Well, Bradley does it beautifully. Still got the ball in control. He had a brilliant third term. Where's he put the kick? Not to good effect. Carter missed it, but Dennis Carroll backs him up well. And the new Swan skipper with a towering punt kick out towards the centre wing position. Shine got one on the head from Morwood, not seen by the umpire, picked up by Hunter. Hunter tries to screw the kick back, but it's out of bounds, I think, on the full. And there will be a free kick to go to the Swans. It will be taken by Roberts, who's got it. Approaching the 5.5-minute mark, final term. Madden at the back, can't take the grab. Bolton. Goes long, tried to find Kappa. He scooped it in too. Now it's a free kick going Carlton's way.
Oh, he got him round the neck, Kappa.
Dean goes wide. Blackwell just about the man of the match, I'd reckon. He can keep up this form. 13 kicks he's had so far. Back to Tommy Alvin, who scored a goal for Carlton earlier in the quarter. Alvin's kick around towards the centre wing position. Mark Maclure, great mark.
Had a fair game too.
He has. And then again, as you said earlier, Luke, he always puts in. That's out of bounds. Oh, gee, that's interesting. Bradley didn't appear to be out of bounds. Maybe the ball was just close enough for the boundary umpire to give that decision. He was in perfect position to do so. Here it is again. You can see Bradley's feet. As I saw it still inside.
Oh. The boundary umpire was right there, though.
Morwood gets caught, can't get rid of the ball. Williams burrows in for the Swans. Umpire R.Sawers will bounce it on right half forward flank for Carlton. Over the top, Ironmonger had a big swing and a miss. And the Swans still in touch, only a couple of goals down, but a very low-scoring game. Bounce favours Madden. Palms it down to Williams. Williams' kick is up towards the half-forward line. Blackwell there again. He's everywhere tonight. Looks for a hand pass. Dummies one, then goes long with the kick. It looks pretty good from here, but slightly off target and through for only one behind. Could be a valuable one, though. 49 plays 36, a difference of 13 points in favour of Carlton.
And just over the 7-minute mark of this last quarter. Waiting for the ball to come back into play by Carroll. The new captain for the Sydney Swans. The ball back to centre half back. The pack fly. No one can take that mark. Shine goes in after it. And down goes Holden. Pushed on by Madden again. It's like, oh, golly, got him right at the back that time, Bolt. But the umpire said play on. Out it goes to Morwood. Danaher and Doherty's going after. Little Mitchell's there too. He's the one that comes out with the ball out there on the centre wing position. Goes for a long kick looking for Kappa. Doole's there too. Doole goes the punch. That's his go out towards Holden and Alvin. They're both wrestling on the boundary line and the ball is finally forced out of bounds. Or could it be a free kick to Alvin for in the back? So Alvin's got the free kick down there on that half-back flank position for Carlton. Carlton 6-13-49 to the Sydney Swans 5-6-36. Just over 8 minutes gone. The pack fly. No one can take that mark, but the umpire's found a free kick to the Sydney Swans, and it'll go to Ironmonger. They haven't given up yet. They're only trailing by 13 points. And they're really in this game. English backing up well. He gets a hurried kick. He was put under pressure that time as the ball comes out to the veteran out there. The old champ himself, Doole. The flying doormat goes for a kick. The ball hits the deck. Down goes Bays. This allows Bradley, who played a slashing third quarter, going for a run around that boundary line. Goes for a short pass. It's a good one over to Blackwell. Blackwell's kick is a long one up there towards the full forward position. They all fly. It hits the deck. Now it's Maclure trying to get it out. He's slung to the ground by Garner. Can't get clear. In goes Johnston. Spins out of the pack. Gets the ball back towards Hunter. In goes Carroll. A beautiful bit of play as he spun away from the pack. Out wide now to Williams. Williams and Danaher out there. He'll give a hand pass back to Williams. It's a bit long. Going after him now is Doherty's got him. But he still gets the ball back to Danaher. Full mark to the Sydney Swans. They're really fighting it out as Carroll drives the ball over the half-forward line. But there we see Dean in the way to take a good safe mark at centre half-back. 9.5 minutes gone. Still 13 points the difference in favour of Carlton.
Mark taken by Shine. Almost up towards centre field. He's trying to steady it down a little bit. Shine out towards left half forward. Trying to find Williams, and he's got him. Marks in front of Danaher. He decides to play on quickly. A short pass. Blackwell marks in front of Browning. Could get a 15-metre penalty. Yes, he has done. And that brings him to within scoring distance, so not a good one to give away.
I agree with you, Pete. He's played a very good game. He's been consistent all night.
He has. One of the best games I've seen him play for Carlton.
Oh, he's a pretty good player.
Blackwell's kick long and high. Madden in the square. And knocked through by Jones for the Swans. One behind as the end result. 50 plays 36, a 14-point advantage to the Blues. And perhaps time running out for them. 10 minutes gone, final term. Carter goes for a short pass. Mark taken in front of Johnston by Foy. So a couple of changes sprung in the last few minutes by Tommy Hafey, an attempt to lift the side, knocked away by Blackwell. Out to Jimmy Buckley. Buckley on the run. Back to some of his best form, certainly, and that's good news for Carlton. Dorotich, well shepherded by Williams, fires in the hand pass. Stevie Wright, though, there for the Swans, showing better speed to get it away from Johnston. Does it effectively. It's out of bounds. Boundary throw in, left forward pocket. And the Middleton's not looking perhaps as happy as they might be at this stage of the match. Over running the ball is Evans. No one can get clear there. Finally, it's scooped out or thrown out.
Time running out. They're trailing by 15 points, the Swans. Ball out there on that half back line. Oh, there's a good mark to Jones. That was a gutsy effort, and Jones has got the ball for the Swans up towards the centre wing position.
See a replay of the mark.
Fine mark by Jones.
And an equally good one by Shine.
He hasn't played a bad game either.
Tommy Hafey looking a little bit worried at the moment as well. He might.
Shine's certainly done the job that's been asked of him as Hunter comes off the ground for Carlton. Hanna on, but Shine has really curtailed the brilliance of Greg Williams.
There's Hanna, who just said came onto the ground, almost thrown away by Moore. He gets it back. It's ridden into the ground by Hanna, and it will be a bounce on centre wing. It's over 16 minutes gone in the final term. Madden wins that one out. Can't find a Carlton player. Alvin goes in solidly. Picked up by Holden. His kick is not well directed. And the mark is taken by Rode. Rode from just short of centre wing. Kernahan. Oh, has he got the mark? Ironmonger tried to punch it away, but not successful. Well, that was an interesting one. Ironmonger definitely did make contact with it and ultimately penalised for holding the ball. We may be able to come back to that. Carroll's kick in the meantime for the Swans down towards left half forward flank. English fires out the hand pass. Foy looks for Williams. Well shepherded by little Mitchell. He's gone for a pass and that's effective. Moore scoops it up just inside the boundary line and Rhys Jones. Long way from goal. Morwood in towards the full forward position, knocked down by Dorotich. He'll get it to Dean, and Dean I think might be content to let it go through for behind. He is. And so it will be one further point to the Swans total when they badly need goals. 37 plays 51. They trail by 14 points. Still plenty of time for them to win it. Doole's kick. In front Madden with Ironmonger. They've had a great duel all night. Not that it's had any great influence on the game though. Williams fires out the hand pass to no one in particular. Shine's there. Picked up by Bolton. Tries a balk. Can't get around Rhys Jones. Play very scrambly. Foy goes the hoof off the ground. Not successful. Alvin goes in solidly for Carlton. Loose ball on centre wing. 2 on 1 out there. In goes Morwood. Beaten for it by Johnston. Johnston's kick long down towards the right half forward line. Hanna goes up. 2 Swans players are there. It rebounds to Kernahan. Carter in pursuit. Kernahan's gone the hand pass to Williams. Williams steaming in a goal. 15 metres out. And he's put it through.
In the land of the Southern Cross, I'm old man, my own boss. How can I do my part? Australian in my soul and heart. And I let that feeling show with the beer the whole world knows. Foster's Lager, Australia's favorite. Australia's Foster, Australia's favorite beer. Hey!
And so Williams becomes the first player on the ground to kick more than 2 goals, increasing Carlton's lead to 20 points. They look just about home here in the Foster's Cup, but there's still time for the Swans if they're good enough, as it's knocked away by Dean.
And the ball's out there on the centre wing position. Down goes Holden. Shine tried to smother. He's played a great game tonight. He had Williams well covered for most of the night. Buckley copped one that time but couldn't get clear. There's a stack up out there as the ball comes back now. A chance for Roberts to get clear. Drives the ball back towards Bays. At the back is Bradley. The ball tapped down. And there's a go for Blackwell. Bounced the ball, lost it, but he's got plenty of time to pick it up. Oh, he messed that up, but it's okay. Buckley's backing up well. Back it goes to Bradley. Had a great third quarter. A long hand pass coming over to Evans. Taps the ball back to Johnston. Lucks a fortune as he has a snap at goal, but he's off target and the ball is out of bounds. Well, Carlton Brains Trust there should be pretty happy with their form so far, because it's been a great game, but they've gradually worn the Swans down. They're looking pretty good now. 20 points the difference. 57 plays 37. The ball back out there towards Rhys Jones. Looking for Kernahan. Carroll goes the punch. The ball hits the deck. Has a go for Johnston to score a goal. Has he done it? No, he's missed another one. So it's certainly not his night tonight. He's disgusted with it. The hands on the head there.
4 points and one out of bounds.
That's right. He's a better kick than that, but he's played a pretty good game tonight, Wayne Johnston. And perhaps not being captain is going to make him a better player. But he was badly knocked about with injury last year with a bad back. Waiting on Rod Carter to bring the ball back into play. 20 minutes gone of this last quarter of the Foster's Football Cup, the first game of the season. 58 plays 37 in favour of Carlton. There's a good mark. Taken that time by Tony Morwood. Hand pass coming over to Carroll. Carroll's kick is a long one back towards the centre of the ground. Danaher flies, punched out by Dorotich. Coming in to meet it now is Little Wright. Short pass, a good one over to Browning. A hand pass to Holden. He doesn't know where to go now. He straightens up looking for Capper, but I think he might be covered by Dool. No, he's got it. That was a strong mark by Capper.
He stood his ground well there, and it looked as though Bruce Dool had it all over him, but Capper at no stage taking his eyes off the ball, and he stood his ground well.
Well, he hasn't had many opportunities, and he's a fine player when he's in form, a very spectacular player. There's the kick on its way, and it's a goal. That's his second.
You know, buying a car is like racing a car. Your aim is to come out a winner.
Compare these similarly priced cars: Pulsar, Corolla, Laser. One comes out way in front. Only the Nissan Pulsar has a 1.5-litre engine. Only the Nissan Pulsar has 5-speed manual transmission, the largest hatch in its class, and air conditioning. Right now, during Pulsar Run-Out, you get a lot more car for a lot less money. Don't miss it. Pulsar Run-Out.
You just can't lose at your Nissan dealer.
15 points in it, not an impossible task with 21 and a half minutes gone, but the Swans certainly will need to get a rattle on. Carroll tries to get them forward, gets offloaded. Down goes Jimmy Buckley, picked up by Blackwell again. Blackwell's kick dropping short down to half forward, and the mark taken by Maclure. He decides to scoot off, gets clear of Jones, shoots at goal, and the captain has put it through for only 1 point. Mark Maclure leading by example again. One behind, but 7-17 Carlton's total, and Johnston has 4 of those points. And as we mentioned, 1 out of bounds, 22 minutes gone. Now Carter, Maclure and Foy, Buckley and Williams. Buckley doing everything right. Just couldn't fire out an accurate hand pass. Down goes Madden, down goes Ironmonger, picked up by Williams. It's only about his second kick since half-time. He's been very quiet since the main change. Mitchell and English. Mitchell tripped up. But a professional free kick, I think. He's looking for a 15-metre penalty. He will get one. Now he decides to play on and go long down towards full forward. Out comes Capper, can't take the mark. He's got a second chance at it. And goes Thrip back on the ground. Still
be penalised for it.
And it's going to be a free kick.
Well, a goal here will make this a very interesting game, because there's plenty of time for them to win it, Pete, because when they go on 23 minutes.
It's right on the boundary line, though, Lou. Impossible angle, really. Let's see what he can do. 1 point, or is it a mark to Madden? No, it's a behind. So 1 point to the Swans as we approach the time-on period. 59 plays 44, still 15 points the difference. Bruce Dool. Madden. Not a good piece of play, perhaps. Back it comes to Madden from Rhys Jones. And turn to Dorotich. They're messing around, Carlton. Could lose it. Up towards the point of the square, and Blackwell, who's done little wrong tonight. Evans. Blackwell again. Back to Evans. Carlton looking flash, and they get away with it now. He's gone for a short pass, and that's a better one. Down to Kernahan. Kernahan on to Blackwell. Playing the game of his life. Blackwell chips it in short, and Hanna takes the mark in front of Jones. Well, a lot of possessions there for Carlton. They've retained it. And Hanna, whom we saw in action in a couple of night matches last year, he's about 40 to 45 metres out at most. And has put it through for a goal, and that will serve it up for Carlton. Hanna's first, 8-17-65 to 6-8-44.
It's a lovely goal by Hanna. Very, very steady in goal after Carlton came down with fine teamwork and to to finish it off in that vein is just what Robert Walls would have asked for.
Certainly was, Bob. And
our respective ruckman, Justin Madden for Carlton, and John Ironmonger for the Swans.
Well, there's not much in that except that Ironmonger's a bit bigger, Bob, weight-wise. The ball knocked out that time by Madden. Williams couldn't crush his way through the pack, but got a hand pass out to Thripp. But he's grabbed and the umpire said dropping the ball against him. So the free kick will go to Johnston. They've had many good players tonight, Carlton, but full marks to the Swans because for 3 quarters they really put the pressure on the Carlton, tackling very hard, but there hasn't been much finesse there tonight. And it just goes to show the class will win out by in the long run. That's what's happened here tonight with Carlton. A little bit too classy, and they've picked up quite a few good players. You'd have to be impressed with Kernahan and also, particularly in that 3rd quarter, Bradley. Ball comes out to Evans, got one a bit high, kicked off the ground by Jones. Down it goes, and there's a good mark taken by Jim Edmund. Edmund out there at centre half forward, goes for the long kick. Coming out now is a chance for a mark. Oh, a bit of bad luck. It'll be a free kick, I think, too. Tony Morwood got one a bit high. So he's got a chance to score here. He's only about 35, 40 metres out, if that. And the angle very slight. They're trailing by 21 points. 26 minutes gone of this last quarter. There's the kick. But he hasn't been on target that time, and it's through for 1 point. So it's 8 goals, 17-65 Carlton to the Swans. 6 goals, 9-45. Well, are you satisfied with the Swans' performance tonight, Bob? Being an old-time South Melbourne player, I should say.
I would imagine they'd be disappointed with the forward line, Lou. Only 6 goals, 9 for the game, but in general, around the ground, I think they've done quite well. But Carlton, by far the better side, in view of the fact that they've had 25 scoring shots to 15, so 10 more scoring shots. In general play, Carlton by far the better side.
Just on 27 minutes gone, 20 points the difference, still in favour of Carlton. The ball back by Dool over the up towards the half back. What the back is Kernahan. He flew over the back, and that really shows his class. That was a great mark. A couple of big fellas in that pack too, Madden and Ironmonger. That was a pretty good effort. Up towards Maclure and Jones. Jones gets the tap down towards Browning, gets a hurried kick. Back to Williams, over it goes to Mitchell. He's put off balance. It'll fall short. Holden couldn't take that mark, but he recovers pretty well. Well tackled by Alvin. That's a strong tackle, and they pounce on top of the 3 of them there. Doherty, Reece Jones and Alvin, and the umpire will ball it up about 35 to 40 metres out from that Swans goal. So just on the, or just over the 27.5-minute mark, it's 8 goals, 17-65 Carlton to the Sydney Swans, 6 goals, 9-45 in this last quarter of the Foster's Cup for 1986.
Won't be too many minutes left either. Not a long quarter because we haven't had too many goals scored. In fact, that's been the case right throughout the night. Only 14 for the evening. A couple of reports, though, with Jimmy Buckley and it would appear Jim Edmund having numbers taken. And unofficial, of course, Dean. Short kick. Out to Bradley, who's done some good work on that wing, particularly after half-time. Gets it to Maclure. Wasn't the mark. The umpire calls play on. Dennis Carroll. His kick dropped short, and the mark taken by Jimmy Buckley. Buckley back to Evans at centre field. Evans showing a good turn of pace. Morwood almost catches him. Evans long down to Hanna. Hanna's kicked 1 goal from the mark, and he takes his second grab in a similar position. There's the siren. So the result of the kick is academic, and Hanna has a chance to put through his second goal. We'll wait for it as the crowd streams onto the ground, and I think he might have put it through as well. He has. 2 goals to Hanna, and that rounds the evening off quite nicely for Carlton. Hanna joining Williams as their leading goal kicker as we check the final scores. Now on the Foster's Cup opening match, 9-17. 71 Carlton, and Sydney Swans 6-9, 45 at VFL Park.